Okay, here's Tom's Black Templar 1850 point army. Tom, do you want to run through what you've got here?
Certainly can. So, HQ, got Emperor Champion.
Yep.
And then he is joined by a 10-man Crusader squad with a multi-melter.
Multi-melter or melter gun?
Sorry, melter gun, pardon me, yeah.
Yep.
And one heavy support which has been swapped to a power fist, as our rules allow us to do.
Yep.
And then the Sword Brother has a power sword. And
right.
they are in a Land Raider Crusader, which is behind there.
Yep.
Yeah, doesn't have the multi-melter, I didn't pay for the upgrade, so...
It's just got the assault cannons and bolters.
Moving on to the middle.
Yep.
At the front here, we've got a Centurion Devastator squad.
Mm-hmm.
They're all armed with grav amps and also the chest-mounted missile launchers.
Yep.
On the back row here, starting on the right, we've got a Contemptor Dreadnought with a Keras assault pattern assault cannon, pardon me. And he's also got a chainsword with a multi-melter in his hand. And then over here we've got a Leviathan, or the Relic Leviathan in 40k rules, which is armed with a Storm Cannon and a Siege Claw, and also 2 Heavy Flamers and 3 Hunter Killer missiles. Yeah. And then last Dreadnought on the left here is my Dorado Dreadnought, which has got the quad cannon essentially on it, but it's strength 8 one, the Alias missile launcher on the top, and then as is other than that. And then lastly, another Crusader squad over there, 10-man. They took a Razorback as a dedicated transport. Obviously, they can't ride in it, but it's more for the las cannon. Nice.
And what is your Warlord trait?
It is one where I can discard all of my objectives on the first turn and replace them with a whole new set.
Very nice. Right, so that's Tom's 1850 points. Let's see what I've brought along for my word bearers. So here's my 1850 points of Chaos Space Marines, my word bearer force. So starting at the front here with my my Warlord, this Demon Prince. So he's a level 3 Psyker, gift of Nurgle. He's got wings. He has got 3 psychic abilities, so he's got Summon, Sacrifice, and Nurgle's Rot. There we go, his brother over here. So same again, wings, level 3, Mark of Nurgle. He's got Summoning, Psychic Shriek, and Gift of Contagion. So, pair of nasty brothers there. Troop choice, I have 10 Chaos Space Marines here, with bolt guns, combat weapons and bolt pistols. I've got 2 flamers in the squad, and a plasma pistol on the champion. And they will be rocking up in this Chaos Land Raider here. Then in front here, we have the Mauler Fiend with Magma Cutters. Over here we've got 10 bog standard Chaos Cultists, right next to the Sakaran with Heavy Bolter Sponsons. Behind there we've got the Helldrake standard with the Bell Flamer. Another squad of 10 Cultists. We've got 5 Chaos Space Marines here with a Plasma Pistol and a Melter Gun. The Rhino has got Havoc Launchers, and exactly the same over here. For this game, my Warlord is this Demon Prince, and we've got Master of Fate. So basically, objectives where I get D3 points, I get to reroll. So that is my 1850 points. And let's see what mission we're going to do and deployment. This is our deployment. Both forces have been deployed. We've got Vanguard deployment here. And we are doing Spoils of War as our mission. So we've got the word bearers over here, all deployed in, squad of Marines in there, Helldrake in reserve, and both Rhinos with squads there. We've got objective markers already placed down. So we have got objective 6 here, objective 5 here by the Crashed Aquila. Objective 1 over there, objective 2 behind the statue there, objective 3 over here, and finally we've got objective 4 over here where Tom's deployed his dreadnought, hiding it from me. Right, so moving over to Black Templar deployment then. Tom has got his Land Raider over here. Beastie dreadnought there on top of the objective. Centurions behind here. Dorado there. Razorback. Crusader squad on foot back here. And finally the Contemptor over there. It is not night fighting, and the Chaos Forces will be going first unless Tom seizes. Tom, roll! He will not be seizing. So over to Chaos turn 1, and let's see what we can do. Turn 1 for Chaos, and these are the objectives I've drawn. Secure Objective 5, Psychological Warfare and Supremacy there. So they're the ones I've drawn. And let's see where I've moved in turn 1. Turn 1 movement for Chaos. Right, this Land Raider, he's pushed up, he's moved 12, he's gone over this crater and he's just blitzing up the battlefield to see what he can do. Behind here, the Cultists are moving over to Objective 5. The 2 Demon Princes have gone up into flight mode. These guys have scarpered forwards. The 2 Rhinos have kind of pushed up. This one going up to seize Objective 6 there. And this one here just pushing up behind the Aegis defence line. And finally, the Mauler Fiend is just lurking behind the Rhinos at the moment, waiting for the right moment. So we've really gone quite aggressive, trying to get as many objectives as we can. Hopefully we'll be able to get Supremacy. But we will see at the end of the turn. So moving on to Psychic and Shooting, turn 1 for Chaos. Turn 1 Psychic and Shooting for Chaos. Right, in Psychic, the 2 Demon Princes tried to cast Summon. 1 Summon got off, and Bloodletters came in, tried to put them there, scattered, and then did their run move, and they've kind of run towards the objective there, capturing that. Shooting, pretty much everything pop smokes. I mean, the Land Raider pop smokes here, try and defend against any potential Centurion attack. The 2 Rhinos up on the hill here, they both pop smoke. Cultists ran, so they've run over the hill a bit. These guys have run towards the objective just to make sure we've got that. And the Sakaran here fired his autocannon through here and hit and destroyed the las cannon on the Razorback. So that's quite good. That's kind of protected me a little bit this turn. So that is my turn 1, and we will see what we've done as we're out of assault range for our first turn. At the end of Chaos turn 1, we have scored Objective 5, which is currently over here controlled by the Cultists. We also have Supremacy because Tom currently holds 2 objectives and we have 4, as seen here. We've got Objective 6, Objective 5, the Land Raider's got Objective 1, and over here the Bloodletters are holding Objective 2. So just going to roll here for my D3. 3. So 5 turns to 3. So in the first turn, the Chaos are taking the lead. We are currently on 4-0. Let's see what Tom and his Black Templars can do in turn 1. Turn 1 for the Black Templars. Tom has drawn Domination, Blood and Guts, and Recon there. So let's see what he can do in his turn 1. Okay, turn 1 movement for the Black Templars. Tom, do you want to run through what you've done?
Yeah. So the injured Razorback just moved up 12.
It's crawled up along here.
The Contenders move around to possibly deal with these guys in a minute.
Yeah.
Dorado stays still just so you can get his full function against flyers if need be. The Centurions move that way to probably have a go at the Land Raider because they've got a chance of getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And then, other than that, the Crusader squads here stay put, just on the objective. And then the Leviathan move forward, and so the Land Raider move forward 6 as well.
Right, okay. So that's Tom's movement. Let's see what he can do in psychic and shooting, turn 1. Turn 1 shooting for the Black Templars. Tom, do you want to run through what you've done this turn?
So the Crusader, shot at the Rhino, didn't do anything.
No.
The Leviathan shot its thunder cannon at the Morphine at the back there, actually hit loads and penetrated glanced 3 times rather. However, Dom rolled all his saves.
Hooray!
On top of that, over here, the Dorado also shot at it and took off, was it 3?
Took off 2.
2 hull points, because the other guy did get, so 2 hull points with his cannons. And then the Contemptor shot at the little squad of demons there, took a few off. The Centurion shot at the Land Raider and managed to do
1 hull point.
1 hull point on it. Ironically with its missile launchers rather than the grab amps. And then lastly, no, that's it actually. That's actually it.
Okay. So Tom, are you going to try some assault moves this turn?
I will be, yes.
Right. Okay. So over to turn 1, assault for the Black Templars. So turn 1 assault for the Black Templars. Right, the Contemptor charged in. He only took 1 bloodletter out, but he's locked them in combat there, so it's probably safer for other things on the board, such as Centurions at the moment. So yeah, pretty good, Tom. Let's see what you've achieved at the end of your first turn. End of turn 1 for the Black Templars. Tom has scored Recon, as all the mysterious objectives are now being identified. He is going to discard Domination, and he's still going to plod on there with Blood and Guts. So at the end of turn 1, it is currently 4-1 to Chaos, but there's all to play for at the moment. So moving on to Chaos, turn 2. Turn 2 for Chaos, and I have drawn Kingslayer and Secure Objective 4. I've also got Psychological Warfare still. Not sure what I can do with that, but that's what I've got this turn. Let's see what I can do in turn 2 movement for Chaos. Turn 2 for Chaos. Right, what I've done here, as you can see, both Rhinos have pulled up, unloaded the 2 squads here and here. I'm kind of aiming towards this Land Raider. Hopefully I'll be able to do something to that. We will see though. Also the Mauler Fiends here, ready to pick a target. The 2 Demon Princes are swooped in still flying around, and trying to pick a target really, to do a bit of casting, and we will see what they can do. The Cultists here pushed up for the objective. This Land Raiders charged in and unloaded its squad of Marines. Hopefully we can do a bit of firepower onto those Centurion to kind of reduce their ability a little bit. Cultists there have pushed up through the crater again, just bringing up the rear. And the Sakaran here has come down the hill, and hopefully we're going to fire some shots in and do a bit of damage to the Centurions. So, moving in to turn 2, Psychic and Shooting for Chaos. Turn 2, Psychic and Shooting for Chaos. Right, so what's happened? What happened? Right, so over here in the Psychic phase, we got off Sacrifice, and one of the Chaos Marines turned into a Herald of Khorne. Now that Herald has had 2 gifts, and one gift was Armor Bane and Flesh Bane, and the other gift was on a roll of a 6 to hit, he doubles his strength. So we may have a contender there to try and take on a Dreadnought. We will see though, if he survives a lot of shooting. These 2 melter guns, the metal gun here and the melter gun there, as you see, did nothing. unfortunately. Havoc launchers also fired at separate targets, one towards the Centurions and the other one towards the Marines over there, and they didn't do anything either. Elsewhere, the Land Raider and the squad of Marines that disembarked, as well as a Sakarian here, pretty much open fired, and we knocked out the front Centurion there. So a little bit of damage, maybe reduce them a little bit, hopefully enough. We will see. But that is in my shooting phase. We're going to go into combat and see if we can cause a bit of pain here towards the Imperial scum. To assault for chaos. Right over here, the Mauler thing charged in. And he kind of fluffed a couple of attacks, but the magma cutters did a glancing as well. So it's taken 2 hull points. It's currently on 2, and the assault cannon on the front has been destroyed. So yeah, it's not too bad. Could have been better. Elsewhere, the Contemptor Dreadnought is still engaged in combat with those bloodletters. So that's pretty good going into his turn. They're kind of locked in there. So that's it. That's everything I've done in turn 2. And let's see what I've achieved or haven't achieved at the end of turn 2. So the end of turn 2 for Chaos, we haven't actually achieved anything. Objective 4 is still belongs to the enemy. Well, actually it doesn't belong to anyone at the moment. And Kingslayer, he's still in his Land Raider, and Psychological Warfare, those Marines are hard to break. So I'm going to discard Psychological Warfare at the end of my turn. And let's see what Black Templars can do in turn 2. Turn 2 for the Black Templars, and Tom has drawn secure objective 5 and no prisoners. Right, so let's see what Tom has done in his movement phase. Turn 2 for Black Templars movement. Tom, do you want to go through what you've done this turn?
Yep, well, the lucky Land Raider.
Yep.
Reversed, let the guys out, and then he's sort of sitting on the objective there.
Yep.
So this squad's just possibly going to go over there. Not quite decided yet.
No, okay.
Leviathan stays still because he doesn't really need to do anything, to be honest. He's ready to engage whatever's in that area.
Okay.
The Centurion's just moved through this gap towards this unit over here. I don't necessarily do it, but it does sort of keep cover saves to a minimal.
Yeah.
So, other than that, let's stay still to make sure it carries on getting Skyfire Interceptor.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it.
You Razorback do anything this turn?
Oh,
Tom?
sorry. Yeah, sorry. Razorback carried on round this flank just to come out this way back here. It's not really doing anything. It hasn't got any weaponry, but it's just to sort of maybe score an objective if it can.
Yeah.
Later in the game.
Right. Okay. So still in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to turn 2, psychic and shooting for Black Templars. Let's see if they can bring the pain. To shooting for the Black Templars. Tom, do you want to run through what you did this turn?
Yeah, it's possibly tactical error, but we'll see. I did shoot the melter gun from this squad at that.
Yeah.
On the ground, it only had 1 hull point left, and I thought I'd like to use this on something else.
Yeah.
It didn't hit, so in the end, they're going to charge and try their luck in a minute.
Okay.
The Crusader shot at this squad that was here.
Yeah.
Took off, I think, a couple of wounds, maybe, I think it was in the end, nothing special. So then the Dorado shot at that squad as well and pretty much wiped out bar two guys.
Yep.
Which was the Herald and 1 guy left from the Marine squad. And then the Leviathan then flamed it and finished it off.
Finished off the last Herald, yeah.
So that's gone there. And then in the middle here, the 2 Centurions that are left shot at this squad, and I think they took out 4.
Yep, they took out 4, so they fired there.
Yeah.
Not good.
No, and the Razorback carried its little parade on through this way.
Yeah.
To see if
right, okay. So we're going to go move on to turn 2 assault for the Templars, and let's see what they can do. Turn 2 assault for the Black Templars. This fight carries on. The Contemptor is still bashing these bloodletters to bits, but I only took 1 out this turn. These guys try to charge into the squad of Chaos Marines, but the Overwatch from the Flamers took 1 wound off one of the Centurions, and they failed their charge. Elsewhere though, the squad here blew up the Mauler Fiend and then moved up towards this squad here. And that is pretty much it. So a pretty good turn in turn 2 there for the Black Templars assault. And let's see what Tom has achieved at the end of the turn. Okay, so at the end of turn 2 for Templars, Tom has scored Blood and Guts. He's also scored no prisoners, but he's got 2 points for that. He also got First Blood, and he secured my objective 4. So that was a pretty good turn for Tom. He is now on, I believe, 6-4 now. So 6-4 to the Black Templars. Let's see what the Word Bearers can do in their turn 3. Free for Chaos. Right, so I have drawn Harness to Warp, which is brilliant for me, and Secure Objective 5, which is also good, as Tom's got that, and I'm currently sitting on there. So, let's see what I've done in turn 3 movement for Chaos. In turn 3 movement, this Karen here is kind of pushed up a little bit, so we're kind of trying to think what I'm going to do. There's a cheeky little Rhino over there, raised back over there to shoot, got some Centurions straight ahead. Or I've even now got a bit of a line of sight onto that horrible Dreadnought, so options are there elsewhere. This squad's moved up. Hopefully we're going to charge into the Centurions and lock them up. The Land Raider's repositioned itself to try and get a shot at the Drado Dreadnought. The Rhino's moved around a little bit to make room for this big mob of cultists. We're going to try and charge into the Marines if there's any survivors. Two Demon Princes have flown over. I've got to do 1 vector strike on the Marines, which I will do now, as I completely forgot about that. So Tom, a vector strike on the Marines. 6, 7. So 1 Marine has perished. Good times. Also, Helldrake has flown on. Unfortunately though, it did get intercepted by the Drado over there, and it suffered 1 glancing hit, which is pretty lucky considering he got 2 penetrating and 2 glancing, but I managed my demon save and passed most of them, so 1 glancing on it so far. Okay, so now we're going to move into Psychic and Shooting and see if we can cause some damage and level the playing field a little bit. Turn 3 Shooting for Chaos. Okay, so over here Land Raider fired over to the Drado. I didn't do anything unfortunately. These guys all fired at the Centurions and killed off the one with only 1 wound. In my Psychic phase, sorry, I did summon a squad of Bloodletters over here using the banner that's still alive in this squad, and they didn't scatter, so they're currently just sitting on that objective for now. But the main thing this turn is this fired, these fired, the Sakaran fired, this Rhino fired, the Helldrake fired, and this squad fired, and we killed them all. We finally, on the last shot, just killed them all. So brilliant for us. We've actually took out the squad and his HQ. So we got ourselves Kingslayer there. And that is pretty much in our shooting. We're going to attempt a charge in assault, and we will see what we can do to the remaining Centurion over there. So turn 3 assault for Chaos, and this guy is still whacking away at the Bloodletters and took another one out. These guys made the charge. There's currently a duel between this Sergeant and the Champion of Chaos. Neither did any wounds there, so a bit of a stalemate there in combat. And that is it. So going to see what Chaos have scored at the end of turn 3. End of Chaos turn 3, I have got myself Harness to Warp, some that squad of Bloodletters. I've got Secure Objective 5 twice because Tom had it, and due to the mission I score his card there. And I've got Kingslayer here, so let's see how many points I've got. Kingslayer, I've got 3 points. Right, so the score is now 10-6, so 4 points in it. And we will see what the Black Templar is going to do on their turn 3. Turn 3 for the Black Templars. Tom has drawn Secure Objective 5, Big Game Hunter, and Secure Objective 1. So 2 of those are definitely achievable. Unfortunately though for Tom, my cultists are still on objective 5. Right, so going on to Tom's movement and see what he's done. Tom, your turn 3 movement, what have you done?
Well, I'll move this way, just in the effort to sort of get away from the bloodletters on the other side there.
Yep.
And then these are obviously all in combat here. These guys came out of cover and have moved up as far as they could go this way and spread out a little bit to have probably a pop at the Demon Prince, along with the Land Raider, which moved back 6, didn't get immobilised. And also the Leviathan has just moved up to here to try and get a decent shot on probably the Sicaran, I think.
Yep, the Sicaran up there. So, right. Let's see what Tom can do in turn 3 Psychic and Shooting for the Black Templars. So turn 3 Shooting for the Black Templars. Tom, do you want to run through what you achieved this turn?
Well, everything here, so Crusader, Squad, and the Land Raider Crusader, and the one weapon that hadn't fired up in its inception turn on the Dorado, shot at the Demon Prince and did nothing.
No.
Not even...
No, you didn't even wound. You did hit a couple of times, but you didn't wound, unfortunately.
No. And
not good.
The Leviathan shot its Thunder Cannon over at the... Sorry, Storm Cannon, rather, at
Sicaran.
Sicaran, and took 1 whole point off.
Yep, so glance at Sicaran, took a whole point off of there. So that was Tom's shooting phase. Wasn't really great, unfortunately, for him. Yep. So I'm going to move into Assault and see if he can kill some heretics. In turn 3, Space Marine Assault. So, turn 3 Assault for the Templars. Nothing happened. The fight carries on. The duel there between the Sergeant and the Champion continues. The Champion a bit fast for the Sergeant and being able to dodge him, but unfortunately the armour is too much for the Champion at the moment, so I'm not able to get through it. And over there, the Contemptor is still kind of hitting demons, but unfortunately not really doing anything. So there's a bit of a stalemate there as well. Right, so that is turn 3 Assault. We're just going to see what Tom has achieved at the end of his turn. At the end of turn 3 for Tom, he has achieved Secure Objective 1 with the Razorback. So the score is now 10-7. And we are going to move into turn 4 for Chaos. Turn 4 for Chaos. These are the cards I have drawn. Secure Objective 2, Secure Objective 1 and Secure Objective 4. So one good one for me at the moment and 2 pretty good ones for the Templars if I can't do anything about them. So moving into the movement phase, let's see what the Chaos can do. Turn 4 movement for Chaos. Right, this is where it's all going to happen. This Rhino though, unfortunately, was going to join in the all going to happen plan, but decided to try and drive through the building, but immobilised itself, so he's not going to let anything happen. Land Raider relocated slightly, trying to pivot around and get some shots over there at the Dorado. Over here, this squad of Chaos Marines have come around to the rear. We're going to try and throw some grenades in, melt a gun, and we're going to try and do a bit of damage there to that bad boy. The Helldrake's flown down, eyeing up this squad of Marines, and hopefully we'll be incinerating a few. And the 2 Demon Princes have come out of their flight mode and they're just kind of hopping across the ground now. And hopefully next turn we can do some damage. So that's my movement phase. And let's see what Chaos can do in turn 4 Shooting and Psychic. Turn 4 Shooting and Psychic for Chaos. Right, in the Psychic phase, Demon Prince summoned some more little critters over here. So another squad of Bloodletters has appeared. So we currently have 23 Bloodletters on the board, which is pretty nice. Shooting wise, the Helldrake incinerated half the squad, causing them to fall back to the corner here, but of course they're going to regroup next turn. This squad here tried their luck. Melter gun hit, penetrated, but he passed his save, and the plasma gun hit and glanced and did a bit of damage. Elsewhere, the Sakaran as well fired across, bit of a revenge, hit lots but didn't actually do any damage to that beast. And finally, the Land Raider here fired its Vaz cannons, one firing normally, one snap firing at the Drado, and it passed both its saves. So that is shooting and psychic turn 4 for Chaos. We are now going to move into Assault and see if the Chaos can do any damage to him. Turn 4 Assault for Chaos, and it continues. The champion's still dueling there with the Sergeant, the Marines surrounding him, cheering him on. And over there, the Contemptor has killed another Bloodletter. Probably quite relieved the squad's going down, but I don't think anyone looks behind him because there's a few more there. And that is it for turn 4. We're going to see what Chaos have achieved this turn, and then we'll move on to turn 4 for Marines. So at the end of Chaos turn 4, we have got objective 2. Yeah, objective 2. Unfortunately, we haven't got objective 1 or objective 4 at the moment, which both the Marines can do in their turn. But we did get objective 5, one of Tom's. So the score is now 12-6 to Chaos. So they're taking a bit of a lead here. And let's see what the Marines can do in their turn 4. Turn 4 for the Black Templars. Tom has drawn Harness of Warp and Witch Hunter. He's still got Big Game Hunter. So, I mean, Harness of Warp's not going to be any good, but Witch Hunter, definitely got a chance there. And also, he can still score objective 1 and 4 from my hand. So, that's what Tom's drawn. And let's see what he's done in his movement phase. Right, so turn 4 movement for the Black Templars. Tom, do you want to go through what you've done this turn? It's all kind of jiggled around a bit.
Yeah, essentially, Dorado's moved over this way so you can see that D imprints there.
Yeah, on the battlefield there.
Yeah, same with Land Raider, just moved back and around a little bit so it can fire all its weaponry at it.
Yep.
And then the Leviathan over here.
Leviathan's kind of moved around, hasn't
it? Look at one of the D imprints as well. I think you can tell what our targets are going to be over here.
Yep.
And then finally this squad moved this way a little bit. Well, yeah, and then it's just sitting there essentially. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I might try and get that objective or not.
Right, okay, so moving on to turn 4 Psychic and Shooting for the Black Templars. So turn 4 Shooting and Psychic for the Black Templars. Tom, what did you do this turn?
Well, Land Raider Crusader here, shot at the imprints. Hit quite a few times.
Yeah,
quite a few times.
But jinked 6 times.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
The Leviathan shot at the other one.
Yep.
All its weaponry, and actually managed to get 2 wounds off it.
Yep.
And then over here,
scored
a shot at the demons, killed a couple off.
Yep. So we lost 3 in that squad so far.
Yeah. And this one shot the Dorado shot its main cannon up at the Helldrake, but didn't do anything to it.
No.
And then it shot its missile launcher, which can shoot another target at them, and I think killed 1.
Yeah, killed 1.
Yeah.
So that is your Psychic and Shooting for turn 4. Let's move on to Assault and see what Black Templars can do. Turn 4 Assault. The Contempt has killed another Bloodletter. The slowest slog ever in a Assault phase. Over there as well, the Chaos Champion did a bit of damage to him, so he's done 1 wound and he's still going. So let's see if that can be finished by the end of next turn. Over here, the Beast tried to charge into the Demon Princes, but failed his charge. So I think the Demon Prince is just about pretty lucky there to avoid that thing getting in combat with them. And that is it for turn 4 Assault. We're going to move on, see what he's done at the end of turn 4 Space Marines. End of turn 4 for Space Marines. Tom is discarding Harness of Warp as he obviously can't get that one. But he did score objective 1 and objective 4 from my hand. So the score is now 12-8 to Chaos. And we're going to see what Chaos can bring in their turn 5. Five for Chaos. I have drawn Witch Hunter, overwhelming firepower, and secure objective 2. So, I mean, I can't get Witch Hunter, but the other two, yeah, I could probably do those. Right, so moving on to turn 5 Chaos movement. Turn 5 movement for Chaos. Right, these guys have kind of come around here, and we're hoping to get another shot off, and hopefully we'll finally kill that monster of a Dreadnought. Elsewhere, these cultists have pushed up slightly. The Bloodletters have moved up to engage that squad of Marines. The Helltrick's flown off. It's gone on to ongoing reserves. The Land Raiders pivoted round, hopefully to try and support this squad and do a bit of damage. Over here, the Sicarans swiveled round, and we're going to try and go for overwhelming firepower over here and take that easy point there with the Razorback. And finally, the two Demon Princes, the two brothers, are going to engage this Land Raider. We've had enough of getting shot at by it, so we're going to do something about it now. Okay, so moving on to turn 5 Chaos, Psychic and Shooting. So, turn 5 Psychic and Shooting for Chaos. Psychic, nothing happened. The warp was not generous, so we didn't get anything. But the Sicaran over here fired its autocannons, fired its heavy bolters, and just completely wrecked this Razorback over there. So that's 1 point there for overwhelming firepower. That's brilliant. Over here though, the Land Raider and his squad, we all fired, we did nothing. Probably irritating the Dreadnought quite a bit, but that's it. And that is all I've done in my Psychic and Shooting, is kill a Razorback. So we're going to move on to Assault, and hopefully some Bloodletters can kill off some Marines, and some Demon Princes can kill off a Land Raider. So, moving into turn 5, let's see what we can do. So, turn 5 Assault for Chaos. What happened? Well, over here the Demon Princes charged in and did nothing. Fluffed both their attacks, fluffed an attack with a smash and then didn't penetrate on the other one. So, not good. Over here though, the Bloodletters charged in, butchered that squad with ease. And then they're moving slowly towards the Dreadnought there, trying to intimidate him slightly. Over here, that Sergeant just pounded the Champion in the face. So the Champion's gone. The surrounding Chaos Marines saw this, decided we're not next, and have just fallen back there. Also over there, the fight continues. The Contemptor against the guy with the banner. The guy's just avoiding the Contemptor like anything. So that is it for turn 5 for Chaos, and let's see what we've achieved at the end of the turn. So at the end of turn 5 for Chaos, we have got secure objective 2, and of course we killed the Razorback with the Sicaran. So that's 2 points, and we are discarding Witch Hunter. So the score at the moment is 14-8 to Chaos. Will the Black Templars be able to make a bit of a comeback? Turn 5 for Black Templars. Tom still has Big Game Hunter, he still has Witch Hunter, and he's drawn objective 3. Right, so let's see what Tom's going to do for his Black Templars in turn 5 movement. So turn 5 movement for the Templars. Tom, what have you done?
Right, well, as I got to shoot at 3, I moved this guy back.
Yep.
He's also keeping an eye on the old Demon Princes there.
Right, okay.
possibly Dorado moved this way a little bit just so you can get
Reshuffled.
line of sight then a little bit further away from these guys.
Yep.
The Centurion came back as well, just in case.
Just in case it's needed.
And the Leviathan moved around here so you can see this prince here as well.
Yeah, right, okay, so it's all going to be on the Demon Princess's turn. Right, so we're going to move on to shooting and psychic and see if Tom can take down one of these princes. So turn 5, shooting and psychic for the Black Templars. Tom, what did you do?
Okay, well, this Land Rover Crusader shot at the leader Demon Prince, and I think it took off. Did it take off a wound?
Yeah.
One wound, yeah.
Yeah, it took one wound off.
Yeah, and then the Devastator took the other one off.
Yeah.
So they both shot that.
Yeah. So yeah, the Devastator, bloody.
A lot. It's so a lot of firepower, though, to be fair.
Killed him off. So my leader's now gone.
And the 2 Dreadnoughts here and here.
Yep.
Both shot at this Demon Prince and took one wound off.
Yeah,
with
so
all of its
he's
weaponry.
taken one wound. So that's pretty good going though.
Yeah.
So that is what you've achieved in shooting. Let's see if the beastie can get into combat with the Demon Prince. So over to turn 5 assault for Black Templars. So turn 5 assault for the Black Templars. Tom, what did you do?
Well, the Leviathan tried to assault the Demon Prince again.
And still
And failed.
hasn't plucked up the courage.
No. And then finally the Contemptor, after 5 turns of combat, got out of combat but has the prospect of going back into combat very shortly, I have a suspicion.
Yeah. Yeah. So, right, that is Tom's assault. And let's see what Tom has done at the end of his turn 5. End of turn 5 for the Black Templars. Tom has scored Big Game Hunter. He has got Witch Hunter and he has got Objective 3. He has also got Warlord Kill. So he's kind of rocketed back up. So the score at the end of turn 5 is 14-12. So 2 points in it. Right, Tom, do you want to roll to see if the game continues?
Where? No.
No!
Oh.
So it is a Chaos victory.
Oh.
Tom, it was a Chaos victory in the end. Only 2 points in it, but really close throughout the game, really. Made an amazing comeback on the last turn there.
Yep.
But what is your model of the match in this bloody battle?
Well, for the first time, I'm going to say a model that I used for the first time, which is never normally the case because it normally dies in the first turn, which is my Leviathan.
Yes.
Not because it's actually done an awful lot, although it has, it's spread a bit of damage around, but the fact is it's really been quite difficult to deal with.
And yeah, I mean, going up against it, it's been pretty pretty nasty. It's had its invulnerable save. The armour's too much really for most of my guns to deal with. And yeah, it is a beast.
Indeed.
Really, it's a really nice new unit there from Forge World. Myself, I will probably say the squad that I didn't pay for, the summoned squad of Bloodletters that were holding the middle here. Mainly because I kept that Contemptor under control. I mean, if that thing got free, it would have shredded these vehicles, killed the Marines off, and that objective there definitely wouldn't have been on my side. Okay. So that squad of Bloodletters, well done to them. But awesome game. I hope you've all enjoyed watching it.
Indeed.
And if you've enjoyed watching it, just give us a little like and a subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we will carry on with these fun battle reports. So until next time, take care.